What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Hasbro Transformers Earthrise Megatron. So this is actually a retool, and a lot of people probably aren't going to get this because this is the third or fourth version of this mold we're getting. There are some changes here to this Earthrise version, and I do like the way it looks, but a lot of people kind of are Megatroned out, and so probably not going to pick this up. But I got this guy with a wave of figures that I picked up from Entertainment Earth. So I've been getting all of these from Entertainment Earth. They just have, if you buy the whole wave, you can get free shipping. So this came with the wave, so I figured I'd review it. Let's take a quick 360. He does look a lot like he looks in the show. Well, at least he's going to look like this in the Earthrise show. Right? He's going to be more tank-like, more Earth tank-like in the new show. So it does look more like a tank than the original Siege version. That one looks more Cybertronian. But you also see they changed some of the chest and some of the details. The face is definitely different. Let's get in close to that face, and you can see that looks much different than the original. It looks a lot more like the Netflix show, but it's also kind of weird looking too. It does have silver paint and red paint and then black around the eyes. And it looks okay. It's just a little bit more accurate to the show. You do have some paint detail down here on the legs. We got that battle damage. I wish they'd just stop doing this. I don't find any enjoyment. Although this one is done pretty well. A lot of times the Siege figures, they had this battle damage and it just didn't look so great. This one looks pretty good. It looks a lot better in tank mode. But generally speaking, I don't care for the battle damage. Just give me the nice clean black paint. You get one accessory here. So you get this piece that's basically just tabs in right here. It sits like that, and then this tab goes into his arm here, and I don't know, you can use that as a gun or you can use it as a whatever, an axe or a blade. I guess you use it as a blade. I really don't like that. I don't think that looks good, so I like to take this off. And on the back, again, you've got portholes everywhere, so you can do all sorts of things. But what I like to do is take this and put this here on that side, and then I take this panel here and I port that in right there, just as kind of a extra little storage place for it. And then what that does is it makes them look a little bit more like the G1. So you probably saw that in my image up front. That's how I had it set up. And I just think it looks better with that on the back than it does on the arm. He does come with his typical blaster, his ion cannon there. That looks good. The shape is much more G1. So the original one had a less G1 looking gun. It was a little bit more Cybertronian. This one looks more like the G1 gun. You do have some red spots as well. That's a little bit different. So you have some red paint up here. You have red paint on the arms. The chest is decorated a little bit differently. You've got that silver paint and then the blue, yellow paint there, and then silver right there. So that looks nice. I think I remember a red light in there, but I don't see one here. And then on the body, you've got some silver paint here on the feet. Obviously that deco. You've got the Decepticon symbol there. And then D16 on the tank. We'll see more of that in tank mode, but overall, pretty good looking figure. Articulation wise, you get the head on a ball joint, so it goes up to there, down to there. It doesn't really go down at all, honestly. You can push that panel down, but that's not really intended for that. The arms do, and it does rotate all the way around. Arms rotate all the way around, go up to there on friction joint. Rotation at the bicep, although it's the lower bicep, I guess. A single jointed elbow gets you up to there. And it's a nice tight joint. All the joints are very nice and tight everywhere. Even here, in the head, everything. Leg goes up to there. Again, nice tight joints. Back to there, hindered by the backpack. And then out to the side, all on friction. Get 90-degree bend at the knee. Goes up to there. Rotation at the thigh. Ankle tilt all the way up to there. And just a smidge of ankle pivot this way. You can get it up to there, but then the heel spur doesn't really work. So pretty good articulation, similar to a lot of the Earthrise figures that we've gotten. Now I know this is very similar to what we've seen before, so I am going to do the transformation. I'm just going to try to go quickly through it because obviously it's not very new. So go ahead and fold the arms straight, fold them outwards, and then put the hands inwards. And then put them back down. You can just leave them there for now. Rotate this cannon around, or you can just take it off, but rotating around is just easier. Go ahead and unpeg this from the back. Just set those aside for now. You can open up these and open up these arms. And then pull this backpack away, and the whole thing's going to accordion away from the back. And that's going to allow you to put these arms inwards. And then once you do that, you can peg this together. And that's just going to sit just like that for now. Okay, on the front here, you're going to push the head down. It just goes in just a little bit. I think this is actually new, so that locks in really nice and tight, the head. So that's a good thing they did there. I'm glad they fixed that. Right, so the head just faces downward like that. And then you can get this panel kind of lined up here. Now this whole thing is going to accordion back, and then there's slots right there, and that's where the backpack's going to tab in. So you got to kind of accordion this back until you reach that point where those things are sitting. There we go. And then peg those in to the inside of his chest. And then on the front here, peg this panel in. So you gotta basically peg all that in at the same time. Here we go. So that's his kind of front of the tank, sort of all done. Right now we'll work on the legs. So go ahead and fold the feet in. Rotate at the waist, so the legs go 180 degrees. Open up these panels here. You can see the weathering on the tank treads is more of a goldish copper color, whereas on the rest it's this silver or gray. So go ahead and fold this up, and then you're going to fold here at the knee. So it ends up like that. Same thing here, fold this up, fold at the knee. And then we're going to end up accordioning this tank down. So you're going to end up rotating here at the thigh, and that's all going to accordion into his leg. All right. So, and then make sure this leg stays perpendicular. Now that you have that, you can peg in. There's two tabs, one here, one here. Go ahead and peg those in. And then before we do this one, let's go ahead and put this panel in. So this panel is going to fit right here, just like that. So it fits right in between there. And then the other leg's going to peg into it. So same thing on this side. Accordion that down. I'll show you from this end. Accordion this down. And make sure you've got this all straight. And then you can just push that together. Right? And then peg that in. Now you can close these panels up. So to close these panels up, these have to be straight. So if they're not straight, it's not going to close, but these panels here. And then the last step is to take this cannon and go ahead and plug that in here. And you can just leave this little tab forward. And there you go. There he is in his tank mode. He's got some pretty nice details. You got the weathering here. You know, looks a little bit like bullet holes. You got the D16. On this side, you got the Decepticon logo. I think the feet look better kind of angled backwards, but you can kind of do whatever you want. You can put them up if you want. They don't fold all the way forward. That'd be nice, actually, if they did that. The turret does rotate all the way around. It doesn't go up or down. That's pretty much the extent of what it can do. And it does roll. There are wheels 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. So it rolls pretty nicely. So all in all, pretty good looking tank mode. Bring in another figure for comparison. And there he's next to the Titan's Return Twin Twist. Pretty good sized tank. I think it fits in well with the Earthrise line. Actually, don't have any Earthrise available. I'll have my Optimus soon, but right now we just have this Megatron. So there you go. There's a skill. All right, to go back to robot mode, basically reverse everything. Go ahead and pull these panels out. unpeg from here, sides. These are nice and tight, so I don't know if they improved that from the original. It seems like they did. Everything is tighter, by the way. Go ahead and unaccordion these knees. You can pull this panel out while you're doing that. And go ahead and straighten out the knee. Then rotate down. Oh, make sure you have this angled the right way. And go ahead and close that leg back up. Same on this side. Straighten the leg. Rotate down. Put this back in. Pull out your heel spurs. And then rotate at the waist. And now for the top, go ahead and unpeg here. And here. And unpeg from here as well. And that'll allow you to pull the whole thing forward. And then go ahead and pull this cannon piece off and set that aside. Unpeg the arm cannon from one arm. You can leave it in the other arm for now. You're going to fold this backwards. That's going to allow you to bring these arms in. Pull his head up, and you do have to kind of give it a little bit of force to get it to tab in and then lock in there. So make sure you give it a little bit of force. Oh, we got the things rotated. Then go ahead and get this backpack situated. So you're going to pull this down until it meets up there, and then these are going to tab into the back. Just going to get those tabbed in, and then the whole thing should just press fit and sit on his back. Right? And then last touch, go ahead and pull the hands out. And they do peg in and they lock in, which is nice. And then facial transformations to put everything in his arm. I like to put it on the back just to hide it away. So go ahead and take this panel, put that on his arm. A little bit of parts forming there, but it's parts forming no matter what you do. And then get this one, peg that into his back. And there you have him back in his robot mode. And pretty good looking robot mode overall. Oh yeah, sorry, then last thing, flip this around. So he's got that facing the right direction. So overall, pretty good looking figure. I recognize that this is the third or fourth version of this mold, and people are tired of it, and it's probably not going to sell well, honestly. It's probably going to be, sitting on the shelves because there's so many. We had the original, we had the Siege version, then we had a next Netflix version, then we had, I think we had an interim version in between, now we have this one. So there's just too many versions of this guy, and so I understand that. Me personally, I like the way he looks. I'll be more excited to see how he looks with Optimus. I'm waiting for my Walmart exclusive Optimus to come. And we'll obviously break this guy out when we get that Optimus. So that's really it for this review. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave in a comment below, and we'll see you next time.